What up guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm happy to be back with a new video, a new informative video. And in today's video I want to talk about millet. I want to talk about why millet is good and why millet is bad. So without further ado, let's hop in right into the video. It's going to be a short one, but a really informative one. You don't want to miss out. Let's do it. First of all, before we get into the main part of the video, there is two types of millet. One is red millet and one is normal millet, which is commonly used with budgies, finches and all other birds, mainly used for training. And let me just discuss what are the differences between those two. First of all, red millet. As you guessed it, it's red and it's high in protein, fat and vitamin D. It has a tougher outer shell which is suitable for sparrows, finches and all sorts. Normal millets, which is the typical yellow ones that you find on your pet store or your supermarket. Contains a lot of calories, it contains saturated fats, carbohydrates and dietary fibers, which is really fatty for birds. This is why I want to explain to you why millet is good and why it's bad. So, number one, why millet is good. Millet is good for training and gaining trust to your bird. If you've recently bought a budgie, any type of cockatiel, any type of parrot, and you want to try and train them, millet is the way to go. I always say to my clients, to people who come and pick up birds for me, that millet is like chocolate for birds. And I really mean it when I say it. It's like chocolate for birds. Millet is good for training purposes and for gaining trust. If you have a scared or lone budgie which is scared of human activity or is scared in total, scared of its environment, millet is the way to go. If you start handling millet, giving it inside the cage, taking your time, which is really important as well, taking your time with the bird and start hand feeding it millet, then slowly, step by step, you will definitely gain trust from your birds. Training purposes is really the main thing which is good about millet. Also, millet is good for fat. Now you may be thinking, why is it good for fat? Isn't fat unhealthy? Yes it is. I'll get to that in a second. But in winter season, if you are keeping birds outside, it's good for them to gain a little bit of weight so they can keep themselves warm during winter. Although I have my heaters and my systems going on to keep them warm, it is still good to keep the budgies a little bit fatter than usual during winter time. This will obviously keep their body temperature together, stopping them from becoming cold and having hypothermia, although it does take a while to get to that stage. In reality, millet is a great treat for your budgies, not only because they love to eat it, but because it also offers a chance for your bird to forage. This is good, as I mentioned in my TikTok video. If you don't have my TikTok or you don't follow my TikTok, then I suggest you follow it because I did do a video on millet and you would know what I'm on about right now. So if you don't follow my TikTok, links are down below right here. It's going to pop up around here, or link will be down below. Be sure to follow that so you don't miss out on any behind the scenes and any shorts that I do. When I place my millet sprays on my cage, although I don't place it every day, which I'll definitely get into in just a moment, I place my millet sprays on challenging places where it's much difficult for the bird to get. Now the reason is because, as I mentioned earlier, millet is fatty for the birds, and I want to make the access to millet much more challenging than usual, than placing it on near a perch or placing it near one of their favorite places that they like to eat on or like to hang out on. I like to place it on places where it's suspending from the ground, suspended from any branches, suspended from any access to budgies, and the reason is this is going to make them fight for the millet and not make it easy for them to eat on it. Now moving on to why millet is bad, because it's fatty. Obviously I mentioned already. There's a good side to fat and a negative side to fat. Obviously if your budgie gets overweight, it's no good because it can cause liver problems. And this is caused by feeding millet every single week. I usually feed my millet and place a millet spray there in the main flight cage once a month. So imagine feeding it every single week. Yes, your budgie will become overweight and it can really cause digestive liver problems to your birds because it is too much fat, too much fiber going in and not enough nutrition. And unfortunately many budgie owners think it's okay, and and I don't blame them, because I was one of those persons that used to feed my budgies millet every single week, and that's not the way to go because it is really unhealthy, as I mentioned, and it's just not good for them. Now if you are training budgies, I'd recommend training them with a little bit of millet, and when I say a little bit, I mean this. If you are training your budgie, if obviously training takes place every day, feed this amount every day for what, 30 minutes maybe, if your budgie doesn't eat it all at once in less than 30 minutes. So yeah, that's how much you should feed your budgie if you are training it, little bit by little bit, because it is very fatty, as I said, and it's obviously more effective, as you can see from these guys right here. Whoop. Yeah, so that's why millet is, it's good, it has its good side and its bad side. I obviously don't feed my millet every week, as I mentioned, but I do feed it once a month, hence the reason why they are crazy for it, because it is like chocolate for them, as I always say. But yeah, that's pretty much just two sides of millet in my opinion. If there is more, let me know down below. This is what I know so far. Again, I'm not the expert with seeds. If you give me a seed mix, I probably won't know what is which, but yeah, this is the main fact I know, and this is probably one of the most important facts that you guys should know in regards to millet. One is because it's fatty and it can be unhealthy, and again it has its good sides because you can train them, and it's the best effective way of training your budgies. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a quick one. Yes, I usually don't do videos this quick, but because it's dark there's really nothing I can film. I have lots of plans, lots of videos planned, lots of videos going on. The cage is nearly done. You got a glimpse here which I was not going to show you, but yeah, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the upcoming videos. It is bangers. It is really good videos. So hit that notification bell, subscribe, share the video with your friends. Anybody that loves budgies, anybody that has a bird, anybody that has any sort of bird, let them know that this channel exists, because the goal is to create something big, a sanctuary for animals in the future, so we can rescue many animals which need a new home. So that's the goal here. So if you guys love animals, be sure to share, subscribe, and help us out with you know, getting us to the highest, and yeah, getting us out there. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you haven't checked out the flight cage video or the new planted aviary video, be sure to check that out. Pop-up banner is up here, so be sure to check that out. Click that pop-up banner right here. We did the part 1, which was the planning and getting the finches, part 2, which is the plants, which plants we use, and part 3 is going to be the reveal along with the finishing touches of the aviary. So be sure to stay tuned on that. And yeah, that's it for today's video. From me, the budgies, the finches, the cockatiels, everybody in this shed right here, we are out. God bless you all, and bye bye.